Dark Sage Productions, in cooperation with the Public Broadcasting Service, presents The Prince of Egypt, based on the biblical book of Exodus, follows the well-known story of the young Hebrew boy, Moses, that is carried down the Nile and raised by the family of Pharaoh. Moses one day kills an Egyptian and flees to the desert, where he becomes a shepherd. After staying there for a period of time, Moses finds a burning bush. It is here that God commands Moses to return to Egypt to free the enslaved Hebrews. While The Prince of Egypt stays true to most of the story from the original text, the film itself has its own message to deliver in its retelling of the ancient narrative. With the advent of new forms of communication, strong relationships with others have, ironically, suffered a decline. Interactions between friends, kin, and even oneself have become limited, a distressing problem that the directors Simon Wells, Brenda Chapman, and Steve Hickner wish to address. As such, the directors have decided to delve into areas in the life of Moses that were not mentioned in the original text. Moses' own understanding of himself plays an important role in the film as he slowly learns who he is and what he is to become. He begins his life as the Prince of Egypt, but after one eventful night, has what he understands about his identity violently disrupted. In the scene where Moses wanders in the desert, he rips off nearly all of his ornate Egyptian accessories, leaving only some basic clothes on. In the act of removing these ornaments, Moses leaves his past self, distancing himself from the past title as the Prince of Egypt. Soon afterwards, he is greeted with a large sea of sand that swells up towards him. The sandstorm completely engulfs and covers Moses and wipes away his past. He is soon pulled out, quite literally, into a new land where he begins to discover who he is.
Oh.
He becomes a shepherd, and when he goes to tend his flock of sheep in the morning, "This is my home," begins to play lightly and calmly. Another important relationship that the Prince of Egypt touches on is that of kin. Moses and Ramesses grow up together as brothers, and Ramesses gives Moses his blue ring as a symbol of their friendship. Moses treasures the ring as much as he treasured the bond between him and Ramesses, and so when he tears off all of his Egyptian accessories, he is reluctant to throw away the ring and keeps it on his finger. His reluctance to remove the ring shows that he still has a connection with his adopted brother Ramesses, and is not willing to break up that relationship. As the movie progresses, the ring continues to play a similar role in the fraternal connection between Moses and Ramesses. These relationships, however, do not always go perfectly, as separating changes may distance the kin.
Ramesses, look. What do you see?
A greater Egypt than that of my father.
That is not what I see.
Yet despite opposing Moses, Ramesses can still be seen wearing the blue ring that Moses returned, symbolizing the brotherly relationship between the two, and showing that intimate connections are not ephemeral and can endure even the most distancing of changes. This concludes the first segment of the video series. We hope to see you next time on The Prince of Egypt, an analysis.